Good evening. My name is Trooper Cliff Greenfield with the Pennsylvania State Police. I serve as a public information officer, and I'm joined this evening by Somerset County District Attorney, Ms. Lisa Lazari-Streiser, and Trooper Patrick Hauser with our Somerset Crime Unit. He is the lead investigator on the disappearance of Ms. Cora Kline. We called this second press conference this evening to report, and we are pleased to report that we have made an arrest in this case since our prior press conference earlier today. Later this afternoon, Ms. Kline's husband, James Dwayne Kline, voluntarily came to our station here in Somerset and agreed to speak with our troopers. Following this interview, Mr. Kline was placed under arrest for the homicide of his wife, Cora Kline. After speaking with Mr. Kline, we now believe that he strangled his wife and then buried her under their residence. We believe that he strangled his wife to death and then buried her under their residence. He then proceeded to mislead our investigators by reporting her missing, and we are very thankful that we have a resolution to this case this evening. Following this interview this afternoon, Mr. Kline experienced what we believe to have been a medical emergency, and he was then transported by Somerset Area Ambulance to UPMC Somerset for treatment. So Mr. Kline is currently at UPMC Somerset. We anticipate him being released soon. And following this interview, Trooper Hauser was in contact with the District Attorney, and District Attorney Lazari-Streiser approved the following charges against Mr. Kline. Those charges include 1 count of criminal homicide, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of strangulation, 1 count of abuse of a corpse, 1 count of simple assault, 1 count of false reports to law enforcement authorities, and 1 count of tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. These are very serious charges, and we would like to thank the District Attorney and her office for their assistance and their professional cooperation with us during the course of this investigation, and especially over the last few days. I would also like to acknowledge our lead investigator, Trooper Hauser, for his dedication to this case. Trooper Hauser and our crime unit here at the Somerset Station have worked relentlessly to bring closure to this investigation and to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the death of Ms. Kline. Later this evening, Mr. Kline will be arraigned before Magisterial District Judge Mankmeyer, and that criminal complaint should be available at that time. And I'll turn the microphone over now to the District Attorney.
I sincerely appreciate the thanks and the gratitude from Trooper Greenfield, but I can only say that myself and my office truly did just stand on the sidelines on this one. We were there for questions they may have had along the way, but as I said at the last press conference when they kept pressing for, can you give us more information, how did you get to where you are? And this truly is an example of exceptional police work, collaboration among agencies. So hats off to you, Trooper Hauser. Again, I extend my sincere sympathies to the family. This is a horrible situation. As we all know, domestic violence permeates our society. And again, we extend our sincere hopes that the last couple of months, I'm sure, have been rough, and this brings at least the first step to closure.
Are there any questions we could take?
Yeah, did he give any kind of motive as to why he did this, or, you know, show any sort of remorse?
Right now, I would say, and I think the District Attorney would agree, it would be premature of us to comment on that. This still remains an open investigation. We have made this arrest. Of course, more information could come to light, and we wouldn't want to jeopardize any of that information.
I'm also a little late to the party, so this might have already been answered in the previous press conference, but has there been any sort of prior calls to this residence? I mean, is this out of the clear blue sky, or has there been a history of domestic abuse there?
I personally don't know the answer to that, and if I did, I wouldn't be able to comment on that anyway.
Without saying too much, we believe that this was not on our radar screen. The family wasn't, the location wasn't. So, for as much as we can say right now, I personally did not review call sheets. So without misstating facts, but I would say this is not something that, you know, we had been involved with before.
Thank you for your time, and we certainly extend our sympathies to the Kline family tonight. Again, if anyone should have any information on this case, we would welcome that they share that information with us by calling our Somerset station. As I said earlier, this is still open. It is an open investigation, meaning that we are continuing to collect and gather information. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
Did you mention his husband's name?
Yes. His name is James Dwayne Kline. He is 48 years of age, of 3334 Darkshade Drive, Windber, Pennsylvania. You're welcome.
Can you spell his middle name for us?
Sure.
Just to make sure that we have it.
Yep. D-W-A-Y-N-E.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. Know it's late.